you've been searching for purpose and still feel lost, maybe you've been looking in the wrong direction. Purpose doesn't always come from chasing goals, it often comes from serving someone in need. The soul lights up when we lift others. That's when life starts to feel meaningful. In this video, I'll show you how service creates spiritual alignment and why the path to purpose begins when you shift the focus away from yourself. Let's begin. Have you ever sat in silence and asked, "What am I really here for?" That deep, restless question that echoes in the soul, what is my purpose? We often look for purpose in achievements, in status, in acquiring more. We chase titles, followers, bank balances, thinking that somewhere in the having we'll find meaning. But purpose doesn't begin with accumulation, it begins with contribution. If you want to feel a sense of purpose, start by serving someone else. The moment your actions help lift another soul, you start to awaken your own. There's something about service that bypasses the ego and speaks directly to the heart. It doesn't require you to be perfect. It doesn't wait for you to be successful. All it asks is that you give of yourself right now where you are. Let me tell you a story. A man once climbed a mountain in search of the wisest sage in the land. He said, "Master, I have wealth, power, and comfort. Yet I feel empty. What is the meaning of life?" The sage looked at him kindly and said, "Go down the mountain. Find someone who is struggling, help them, then come back." Months passed. The man fed the hungry, built homes for the poor, mentored the lost. When he finally returned, the sage asked, "And now, what do you feel?" Tears filled the man's eyes. "I feel alive." Purpose had found him, not through thinking but through serving. Let's bring this into the modern world. A woman I met had battled depression for years. Therapy helped, but something still felt missing. One day, she started volunteering at a children's hospital. She read stories, made them laugh, sat beside them through hard days, and slowly her pain softened. Her life, once gray, began to fill with color. "I thought I had nothing to give," she told me, "but in giving what little I had, I received everything I needed." That's the power of service. And now let's take the spiritual perspective. In the Bhagavad Gita, Lord Krishna says, "He who sees inaction in action and action in inaction is wise among men." In service, the ego rests. When you act without attachment to reward, simply out of love or duty, the soul begins to shine. The Sikh tradition teaches Vand Chako, share what you have. Feed others before yourself. Your hands become holy not through rituals but through service. Jesus washed the feet of his disciples. The Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, served his companions with humility. Buddha left his palace to ease suffering. The greatest beings all walked the path of service. If you've been trying to find your purpose through success, status, or self-focus, it's time to try something different. In a moment, I'll share a powerful story that revealed this truth to me in the most unexpected way, so stay until the end, because the final insight could be what finally connects you to your deeper calling. And what does science say? Psychologists have found that helping others activates the same pleasure centers in the brain as food and reward. It reduces stress, boosts mood, increases lifespan. There's even a term, helper's high. Serving others produces serotonin, dopamine, and oxytocin, chemicals that lift you naturally. Not only do you feel useful, but your brain starts associating kindness with fulfillment. The research is clear. People who volunteer regularly are happier, healthier, and live longer. Their sense of purpose isn't abstract, it's embodied. It lives in their actions. Let me give you 10 ways you can begin serving today, no matter your circumstance. Number 1, call someone who's lonely. Your voice might be the light in their darkness. Number two, give a genuine compliment to a stranger. Positivity is contagious. Number three, donate clothes you no longer wear to someone who truly needs them. Number four, share a skill. Teach someone what you know. Number five, buy a warm meal for a homeless person. Sit with them for a moment. Make them feel seen. Number six, offer your time to a local cause. Even an hour can make a difference. Number seven, listen without interrupting. Sometimes presence is the greatest gift. Number eight, serve your family without expectation. Clean, cook, or care with joy. Number nine, write a letter of appreciation to someone who helped shape your life. Number 10, forgive someone. Release the burden. Let love replace resentment. You see, purpose isn't hidden in some faraway destiny. It's right here in the next person you uplift. Let me tell you something deeply personal. Years ago, I felt lost. I had success, a nice car, a respected name, but there was a silence inside me, an ache I couldn't ignore. Then one day, someone asked me for help with no expectation in return. I helped, and for the first time in a long while, I slept peacefully. That single act lit a fire. Since then, every time I speak to help someone, guide someone, serve someone, I feel that fire grow. Not because I have all the answers, but because I'm showing up with love. That's all service asks of you. Show up with love. Service also pulls you out of self-centered thinking. When you focus too long on your own problems, they expand. But when you help someone else solve theirs, your own seem to shrink. There's a law at play. The more you give, the more you grow. The more you serve, the more you strengthen. Purpose is not found by looking inward alone, but by reaching outward. Let me share another story. In a village struck by drought, a young girl walked miles daily to fetch water. One day, she saw an elderly man sitting by the road, exhausted and dehydrated. Without hesitation, she poured her only jug of water into his hands. He wept. "Why would you do this?" She smiled. "Because when I give you life, I feel more alive." That's what service does. It connects you to something bigger than your own worries. It realigns your heart. From a spiritual lens, service dissolves the ego. When you serve without seeking recognition, you begin to experience humility, grace, and oneness. The walls that separate you from others start to crumble. In meditation, we often try to silence the mind, but in service, we silence the ego, and both paths lead to peace. If you've been searching for your purpose, your mission, your calling, start small. Start where you are. Start with what you have. Hold a door, say a prayer, send a kind message. Purpose doesn't always shout. Sometimes it whispers through gentle acts. So let me leave you with this. You don't need to wait for purpose to find you. You don't need to travel the world or change your name. You just need to look around and serve. Hold a hand, share a smile, speak with kindness, and soon you'll realize the more you give, the more you feel. The more you help, the more you heal. Want to feel purpose? Start by serving someone else. Because when you lift another, you rise too.